Here we would like to reflect on the importance or the role of communication in change management. Whenever there is any type of change going on, where of course more than one people are involved, what is the role of communication? Um, what are some of the characteristics of good communication? When you are communicating anything related with change, what are some of the things you should keep in mind? Um, Different people respond differently to different types of communication, like face-to-face communication. If your boss just calls you in their office and they start talking with you face-to-face, you might react very differently than if the same information was emailed to you, which you are thinking, which you are looking in your own time, and your boss cannot look at you, and you might, it's different. Yeah, so face to face and then verbal, and even in face to face, what is the environment like? All of those things play part. And if it is written, then how clearly it is written, the choice of words, are all the unanswered questions, is there anything which remains unanswered in the written format? And same goes for face to face, in person type of communication, like, because I might think that I am communicating fine with you guys right now, but you might think that the communication is not clear, or you are not understanding, or whatever. So it can happen. Um it happens many times. It happens even within the family. Because have you experienced this, that your parents said something and you become upset, and later down they told you that they did not mean that in that way, you just took it that way? Or vice versa, you say something to your family members or something, and understand, even within your friend personally, and they you know started crying or whatever, like, why did you say that, and whatever, that type of things. Well, you did not really mean it, maybe it was a joke for you, but for someone else they. So again, that is linked with, see, the personality types. Why that happens? Because everyone is different. It can be same information, but people react differently to same information, because people are different. We are same, but we are different also. So all of these things become very important. The stake of communication becomes. Yes, I was saying that these things which I was speaking a while ago about, they become very important, very critical, especially in the situation of change. Because if the communication is not clear, if the other party understood something else, not what you wanted them to understand, then you can imagine what would be the impact on change management. So I don't want to repeat myself from the earlier sessions, or the things which you might hear in the pre-recorded videos, which I showed you in the when we were discussing chapter number 9, last chapter. But think about this communication, the choice of words, the tone of language, uh, tone of words, um, choice of language, choice of words, all those things become very important. Um, and many times I see that we take this for granted when we are, with our friends, with our close ones. Um, we take it for granted because we know that nothing bad is going to happen. So we say the way we want to say it. Sometimes we also become harsh with our loved ones because again we are maybe taking them for granted, or we are in that, we are in a safe environment, so we think that we can say those type of things. But maybe we should be careful how we are talking even in those situations, because they can become our habit. uh, they become our habit. uh, how we talk generally in comfortable environments, we might accidentally use similar type of words in situations which require more seriousness maybe. So what I'm trying to say is that uh, be mindful of your word choices, of your tone, and all of those things. Not stopping anyone to enjoy themselves with their friends, family, and yes, you enjoy, you have fun, you say what you want to say, yes, but still be mindful of the choice of words. And like again, it is linked with empathy. Like, they might not tell you, they are your family members, they are your friends, but they might get hurt also. It is a possibility, and you might never know, or you might know very late, those type of things. So because these things, communication becomes part of our habits, and we take those same habits to our work area, and outside home and outside our comfort zone, we take many times similar type of habits. That is why I am saying that we should be mindful. On the other hand, you can contest what I'm saying, and you can argue that I talk like this when I'm with my close friends and family and that type of, and but when I'm outside and I'm not with that same circle, then I talk differently. And I have seen that myself also, like people talk differently when they are at work, and when they are with friends and family and that type of environment, they talk differently, and that is fine. But I am trying to make you think on it at a deeper level. Like, for example, think about it. We are in a in a uh, in times where things are connected on internet, and most of us use different forms of social media, and the type of language we use in social media with our friends, and the type of pictures we exchange, and all these things which we are doing on social media, they also become a part of our personality. Because you are might let's say you are going for a job interview. Like, if I'm interviewing you, like I say, all right, I need some help with some um, some teaching assistant or some research assistant, I need some help, and please link me. And some of you send me an email and say, all right, I'm interested. Don't you think I will run a Google search on you? I will. Why I will not? I am going to just type your name right there and see what comes up. Type it in Facebook, type it on different places, different, just see what comes up. Who are you? What is happening? Yes. So same way, when you learn that, okay, this is the person who will be conducting this class, should I think that none of you ran a Google search on me? Maybe most of you did not, but I'm sure there are friends sitting in session who ran a Google search on who is this person, where he's coming from, what is happening. So those things, many times we are posting, unnecessary stuff online, which can haunt us later. So that is part of communication, and this is part of change management. So think about those things. So with that, try to link that, even in all places, we need to be mindful nowadays. But that does not stop you from relaxing, enjoying, having fun. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that be mindful about the things which you communicate online also. Yeah. Okay, look at this line. Very nicely they are starting this chapter. The quality of communications can have an important impact on the success or otherwise of a change program. What they are trying to say, that you can have a great plan, you can have great people, everything is going on your side, the timing is right, everything is fine, but the communication is flawed. People don't understand what you meant them to understand. Something lost lost in translation. Yeah, are lost in translation there. So then what is going to happen? It's not going to work. So you need to, with that, you might want to think about the culture of communication, how people communicate. Um, all those things become important, which you must have considered in other courses. Communicating the vision has a vital role to play in leading change. Yeah, communicating the vision has a vital role to play in leading change. So last chapter we were talking about leadership, leading change. So and then Cotter's 8 step, one of the steps, if you guys can recall, was about communicating the vision, letting people know what you are about, why you are doing what you are doing, what is the purpose, what is the hidden agenda, uh, what is in it for them also, the stakeholders and all of that. So the communicating part, if that is missing, communicating the vision has a vital role to play in leading change. So vision, you might have a great vision, but if it is not communicated properly and people don't buy in and they don't support you, then again it is the change is not going to um, work out. So what we are trying to say essentially that in all aspects of change management, communication is maybe the key. The timing of the communication, when to speak and when not to speak, that is the question. If I can say that, uh, when to ignore, when to like, I was reading this book and they said that pick your fights very wisely. You don't want to, people are not generally, they people might say things which you don't agree with, but don't try start a dispute with every person and with every comment which is against you, and you are going to drain yourself. Find your focus, and then as one friend mentioned this, said something about focus, I think in the last session, which I really loved. Find something about where you're going to focus on, and then concentrate your efforts about change in that area. Don't start too many change initiatives simultaneously. Not saying that you cannot do that. Of course you can do it. Everyone is different. If you think you can do it, yes, you should go ahead. But I would suggest that don't start too many change initiatives together, because change is hard. It requires a lot of effort. Many times things don't go the way you want, and then you are frustrated and you are close to giving up and all of those things. But generally, people cannot take those things. And if it is multiple change efforts and you have started them, then of course it is going to become more and more challenging, and then that will show in your communication. The frustration and all of that is going to show in that. Communication is communication generally in life. Forget about change management. Generally in life, no matter what, no matter what you are going to do, uh, if you can speak well and people understand what you are trying to say, and you have a you have an interesting uh, personality, then no matter where you will go and what you will do, uh, you will do well, because have you seen any leader you really like? Have you seen any leader which you really like and they cannot communicate well, they are not good with words? Have you seen any leader who are like well known and good and people respect them, but their communication skills are low? I doubt that. But if there is any, you can let us know, and then we can try to think that what is the reason. But generally speaking, you will see that successful leaders, successful managers, they are very good with their communication skill is better than rest of the people, generally speaking. Yeah. That makes the case that why uh, communication is important, extremely important. And then in change management, we have established that because the stake is very high. Then anything misunderstood can make the change initiative fail. That is why it becomes more important. Some of the features in communication, four features of communication network will be considered as you will read the book chapter. Direction, role, content, and channel as the words, describe direction. What is the direction of the communication? What is the role people are playing? What is the content, words, how you are, what is the message you are conveying? And channel, what medium you are going to use, face to face, telephone, message, all of that. So these are the four: direction, role, content, and channel. So in any type of communication you would want to consider this. Very interesting and important read. Please look into that. So for example, direction is explained by different scholars. O'Reilly and Pondy is giving you some pointers there. So you would have to read them and maybe reread them and digest them over a period of time. They are simple, but uh, it once you are in your quiet space and you read it, I think that would be more important than me just explaining you what is that. I did in couple of lines, but there is more to it, of course. So that is going to come when you will sit down and really read. Couple of lines I would want to maybe bring your attention to, which I enjoyed very much as I was reading the chapter. Not that I did not enjoy the other lines, but I can't talk about all the lines. That is why I'm being selective. Yeah. So this line which you are looking at right now, people who feel that they have been neglected or excluded are more likely to be alienated than those who feel that they are in a position to participate in the change. The very important line in any activity which you do, if you can somehow ensure that people are not being neglected, they are being included, even if when they are not participating, you are taking care of them in one way or another, then your change effort has more likelihood of success. Like, you don't, in no matter what is happening, you want to ensure that people feel that they are not neglected, they are not excluded, they are not alienated. They feel included from your whatever you are doing. That is very important, because if the people start feeling away, then they are not going to participate. They are not going to take the ownership. Uh, they won't help you where you will really need it. They might help you still, but that is maybe the part of their job and they have to do it, and for some other reason it will not come from within. So uh, if you want people to really support you, then you want to ensure every now and then that their emotional well-being is taken care of. And what is that? That is like by talking with those people who maybe are not really speaking, like look at this list now. There are 14 participants right now, 14. So there are some friends who every now and then they speak, but there are of course some friends who are maybe not really vocal, or maybe they will say something in the future. They have not gotten a chance to speak yet, or maybe a different reason. So if I can also talk with them right now, and maybe Sejoni, how are you? We are missing some pointers from you. So maybe going forward, you might want to say something. So I took her name and maybe talk about what is happening. So she might feel included, but on the other hand, she might get very upset also, like say, oh my God, why is he taking my name? Let me stay where I am. So these you have to everything would have some consequence. So you have to be mindful about that. Yes, Kevin, very good. In other words, interpersonal skills. All of these things which we are talking about, these are interpersonal And very good timing of the comment, Kevin, because the next heading I wanted to look at is this. Look at this: interpersonal effects on the quality of communication. Yeah. Uh, let me read something from this. For example, this. Yeah, factors such as trust and influence can have an important effect on the quality of the information that is exchanged. Have to please pay attention to this. Trust and influence, important effect on the quality of information that is exchanged. So if I am exchanging any information with you, do you trust me? Do you trust me? If you don't, then I need to engage like in a way that you start trusting me. I need to bring up my credibility. uh, Whatever I'm doing, you need to find me trustworthy. Then you will believe in whatever information I'm giving to you. If you don't trust me, then no. Factors such as trust and influence. Yeah, how I am influencing you, how I am motivating you, how I am using the words, what are the things I'm trying to say to you. Uh, uh, in a positive way, of course. Yeah, positive influence and so on. These are very important. So whenever you are going to engage in a, for example, in a change situation, some type of communication, you might want to ask, people trust you or no? If you are known for a non-trustworthy person, uh, what is the opposite of trustworthy? So if people don't trust you, then you should not try to have that exchange of information, because they don't already trust you. So why you are trying to influence them? They don't trust you. So first, either bring your trust up, or find someone in the organization which people trust, which people listen to, which people appreciate, respect from their peer. Ask that person, bring that person on board, and then ask them to convey the message, because they are trustworthy. If you are not trustworthy, if people are already upset from your actions, then please don't ask them to change or anything. They are not going to change. They don't trust you. Yeah. Same for influence. Yeah. So beautiful. Kevin is, he came late, but he's right on target. Yeah. Win their confidence first. First you bring, and winning confidence is going to take time. Otherwise you can just use your otherwise you can just use your power and tell people what they want, they need to do, and they will do it because you are power. But that change is going to maybe stop after you are gone, or after you have lost the power, and so it's not coming from internal. There is no internal drive. If you have the confidence there, if they have the confidence, but winning the confidence is going to take time. So do you have that time? Are you going to spend that time with people and so on and so forth? Yes. So that is many times we are not respected in the organization, and we have already done the damage with the relationship, and our subordinates, we are not treating them well, and all of those things. And then we communicate with them, and then we say they are not listening to me. Why they will listen to you? They don't trust you. They are not comfortable in your presence, for whatever reason it is. Yes. Yes, Kevin, please go ahead. I'm sure we will learn from
Yes,
experience.
sir. Just a point here. So the manager has to be very careful who they put in leadership positions, because if that person who is
Yes,
in leadership position doesn't have the trust and confidence and so on with workers, then
yes,
it would be an issue, right?
yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Good point there, that you are putting someone in the role of leadership. They might be very qualified on the paper. They have great CV, great experience, but somehow they make a U-turn. They make they say something and do something else. Earlier, one friend was talking about role modeling, like they say something and then they go, they don't do it. They don't, their word is not the last word. They don't keep their promise. All of those things. So in the short run, they might get the shorter wins, but in the long run, these things are going to check on their background, of course. Like when they how do they do they keep their word or not? If they keep their word, then yes. If they don't keep their word, then don't judge them. Try to find out why, what happened in those situations. Because yes, sometimes people say something and then they don't do it for some genuine reason. If there is some real genuine reason, then yes, okay, maybe can given a chance. But if it is a habit of, it's a habitual liar, or it is a habitual person who make promises but then don't follow up, then you you have to be prepared with the challenges which that type of leadership is going to bring. So the credibility, all of these things, they become very important. Yeah, so look into these things, factors, and then read more. Aureli and Pondi are, talking about these things here. um, this one, look at, for example, this line: obtaining full and frank answers from others is not an easy task. Yeah, obtaining full and frank answers from others is not an easy task. Yeah, full and frank answers. Yeah, people are not going to maybe maybe tell you certain information. You should have your sources to find that information. Yeah, you have to have some people in the organization, wherever you are, to give you the talk which happens between the workers, talk which happens within the group. What are the things they talk about when they are together? There's some insider. If you have the insider, then it is going to make your job easier. You will know what is happening, because they are not going to tell you maybe directly. Like, look at this, these are 16 participants. I'm sure you have friends in the session where you talk about different things about the course. You discuss the course material, you discuss the styles, you discuss personality, your facilitators, whatever you want to call it, discuss. So that information is not going to come on this side where the facilitator is sitting. Maybe you will not say it directly. Yeah? But if I have some friends here in the list who can tell me that, okay, without taking the name, they can tell me, okay, this is what the cohort is discussing. When they are talking, they talk about this. So from that, if I can get that information, then I can maybe improve myself, because there is always room for improvement. There is always something which can be done a little better. Once you start thinking that you are perfect and there is no room for improvement, that is the day of your downfall starts from there. Yeah, so that type of approach, then you cannot change. You are not open to new ideas, new suggestions. You are not open. You are just thinking that my style is right. But then people here might not tell directly, so you might have to have friends in the cohort who are going to tell you that, okay, maybe you want to do this, maybe, okay, this semester you are not able to do it, but next time when you do it, maybe. And then they should be saying it in a caring way, not in a way which is going to maybe make the person backfire. Yeah, okay, in a caring way, in a way which makes the audience think that the best interest in their heart. They want the other party to improve. All of those things, if those are lacking in the communication, then it will be a problem. Same thing is in the organization. If I'm leading, if I'm a leadership, and you guys, these 15 participants, are working on the plant, then I need to have some friends here who are going to tell me the insider stories, that, okay, all right, this person is doing this person is doing this. So it is not like backbiting or anything. You might think it that way, but all companies do that. This is you have to, at least good managers, they want to have some type of connection with the with the with the workers in this way. because or obtaining full and frank answers from others is not an easy task. People are not going to open up and tell you that, oh, this is bad and this is, sometimes they would, but generally speaking, they might fear their job loss, they might fear how the leader is going to view them, or there are so many things. Yes, so in that, countries do that. Countries, like, don't countries have spies in other countries? Like, don't you think that United States of America have their spies working in France, in Spain? Don't you think we have spies in Jamaica, where US has sent spies and they are seeing what is happening in the society? Don't you think that? Yeah, so they are there in every country, do that. Yeah, and it is you it might be wrong for us because they are spying on us, but we might be spying in other countries also. Yeah, so very interesting, very interesting point. This is a new, now they are watching everything on internet. I'm sure if people in US want to hear what is happening right now and what I'm saying on my phone, I'm sure they can find it out. I have no doubt. They can check all of my WhatsApp record, they can check all of my emails, everything they can check. Although there are disclaimers and these companies says that they don't share the information, and I would like to believe them, but if the case requires, I'm sure they can look into it, especially when all of these big companies, which are like social media big companies, they are generally coming from United States of America. So this type of thing is, uh, yeah. So for example, encryption is the word. Thanks, Kevin. So encryption, they say back to back, both ends encrypted and so on, and maybe they are encrypted, but maybe they are not sharing information. That is fine, but I'm saying if the case requires, if there is someone who really want to find out what is going on, they can find out. So this is new type of, um, so then in that regard, you might want to about it that when you are communicating different type of change change initiatives, which mediums you are going to use, uh, because information can get leaked. uh, you send a voice note to your own workers and they might be linked with your competition, and your competition might know about the launch of the new product which you are thinking, or you are planning, before you have launched it. And don't think that these are like this happens in the movies or anything. This happens in almost all countries, around the world. These things happen. Yeah, if you just have to Google and find out stories. Uh, you will be surprised, and it will be, if you are not familiar with these type of things, that these things happen. Okay, this figure 10.1, look at this, is the picture. Change manager asks question and others answer the question. Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, change manager change manager asks questions, whatever question it is, and others, stakeholders, employees, workers, colleagues, they answer, and change manager gets the information. But look at this. It's an oversimplified model. This is the process is just like this, as explained in the picture, in the diagram, in the figure, but it is oversimplified. Why? Because you might ask, but they might not answer the full version, or they might hide the information, and so on. Yes, this is the process, but there are many things to think about in this. Yeah. Some other pictures are in the chapter. Please read the chapter in detail, and pay attention again to the to the last parts. If they have summary, look into that. And they have this exercise, assessing the quality of communication. If you have time, you can try it, but generally speaking, what we wanted to discuss in this chapter is that communication is extremely important. uh, Extremely important. You have to really think about communication. You have to think about the medium, you are going to use when you are communicating, the choice of words, your audience, they trust you or not. If they don't trust you, you might want to build that trust before you start asking them to change, and so on. Uh, the timing of the communication overall. And then I was also, if you remember, in some part, I was also asking you to reflect on your own communication style. How do you communicate when you are relaxed in a relaxed environment? Try to improve it over a period of time, your communication style, the choice of words. Observe. I think we can learn a lot if we observe other people. Like look at people in your surrounding, whose communication style you admire. Maybe it is in universities, maybe it is in your home or at work. I'm sure if you look around in your circle, you are going to identify a couple of people, maybe at least one or two, who when they are communicating, you like it. Their word choice is good, their style is good, their body language is good. Try to see what are the techniques they are using. What is it in their communication style which makes you admire it? And over a period of time, again, over a period of time, it's not going to happen overnight. It's something which will take time. But if you are interested, definitely over a period of time, you can incorporate those skills in yourself, and then improve your communication style. Yeah. And read online about a different type of change situations and how the managers there communicated the need for change. Read the press release of different companies. Go on the website of businesses you like, especially international businesses. There is a section where they post their media reports, communication with media, what word choice they use, how do they communicate the things. Even if you are not working, you guys of course get the memos and the staff communication from University of the West Indies. They are every now and then they are communicating different things with you. uh, and so whenever they are trying to make you change your behavior, how do they craft their communication? There is a separate department in University of the West Indies, which is media and marketing and communication. Right there where you pay the bills, right near bursary. There is a department. It has staff. It is managed by some people there. So they are the ones who write this communication and all of that. You might want to, well, this is COVID time now, so you might not be able to go there. But if it were not COVID time, I would ask you that go there and talk with them, like talk them about, how do you craft how you craft a letter when it is linked with some type of change, where you are asking people to change their behavior, whatever behavior it is. Yes, how do you craft that? uh, but anyways, you can read these things online, and if you are interested, but at least minimum level, I think you should look at your communication style, try to improve it, take feedback from other people who are observing you when you are communicating, and over a period of time try to hone your communicating skills. It is going to help you in change management and whatever you are going to do in life. With that, I think, thanks very much.